Hello everyone, are you ready for another adventure? It's me, Woki, and I'm back with another Fake Grand Order video. Would you take a look at the time? July's coming to a close, which means August is up on the horizon. So it means it's time to take a look and see what events and banners are coming to the game in August. So it's actually just mostly banners coming in August. That's going to be today's video. I hope you like it. If you do, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you're looking forward to the most in August. I know there's people, or it's a little bit weird because it's mostly banners. So if you're not planning to summon, I guess it's not really much. Usually there's at least an event, but the current event, which I'll explain, kind of goes through the entirety of everything. So we don't get a new event for this month, which feels a little bit weird to say. But if you're looking forward to something in August, I guess you can tell me about that. I'm looking forward to Marvel Tokon, which is coming out in August, so that's cool. I don't plan to summon on any banners, so that's really what my main August. I guess I look forward to eventually catching up and being able to read Archetype Inception before it goes away. But okay, let's get into the video, shall we? So how do we, first of all, how do I know what's coming to the game? Well, the reason is that we're 2 years behind on the Japanese version of the game, so we're able to see what they went through, and we go through pretty similar stuff, though there are some differences. The main one being is that over in Japan, their anniversary is actually closer to the beginning of August, where ours is closer to the beginning of July due to Anime Expo. So Anime Expo on the Saturday of typically is when we have our anniversary. Because of that, it throws things out of whack. As you can see here, this was their August, and you can see we already have basically everything here released already for us. So with that in mind, we're actually going to be looking at what they went through in their September, and then we're going to do the cutoff is here. I'm going to say only stuff that is featured here. The reason is that they actually gave us a roadmap, and if you see the roadmap here, this is the remainder of 2026. Fairy Sugoroku over here is at the end of September, so I'm just going to consider all this to be talked about for next month, and for this month it's going to be focused on this. And then there's also something additional that is not covered on the Japanese version, that they don't have for the Japanese version of the game, that is likely to happen for us, and I'll explain a little bit of that. Okay, hopefully if I explained everything I could right there. If you're still a little bit confused, feel free to leave a comment and I will explain it to you as soon as I wake up. Or if someone else out there wants to explain it for them, feel free to do so. Okay, so let's take a quick look and see what's currently going on in ours, because it also helps explain some stuff. So currently Celeb Summer is the event, and it goes on until September 1st, so it lasts the entirety of August, which is why we don't have a new event in August, because they really want you to finish Celeb Summer so that you can also go into Archetype Inception chapter release, which is actually the end of it all. In order to start Archetype Inception chapter release, you have to have reached the end of summer and then also gone into the ordeal called Prologue, so it takes quite a bit of time. And then there's also this banner, which is going to be ending pretty soon, or might have already ended depending on when you watch this video. And then Ordeal Call 3 Clear Support Campaign is currently ongoing as well, so now we can finally take a look and see some stuff. So Lost Belt 4 Clear Support Campaign. Over here, this is obvious. This is just to help anyone that needs to get to Lost Belt 4. For this, when this campaign comes out, which I don't know when it's going to come out, but it'll hopefully come out pretty soon, especially since it looked like it was supposed to already come out by now. You'll basically be able to do Lost Belt 4 for 0 AP, which is really nice. This gameplay video and streaming guideline update only really applies to Japan. It never really applies to us, at least as far as I can tell. I'm able to do all this and never pay attention to any of it for the brief times I have been able to stream. And obviously my gameplay videos, I also don't really adhere to anything that they have to say, since I do end up doing entire playthroughs of events and stuff. But anyway, limited time master missions, these are all related to clearing Lost Belt 4. Clear Section 1 will get you oops, what's going on there? Clear Section 1 of Lost Belt 4 will give you 10 5 EXP and 400 evocation leaves. Clear Section 3 Arrow 4 will give you 2 golden foes, one for HP and the other one for attack. Clear Section 10 Arrow 2 will give you another 10 5 EXP. Clear Section 13 Arrow 4 will give you a rare prism. And then clear Section 19 will give you 3 Saint Quartz, and then once you clear Lost Belt 4, you'll get a lore, and if you've already done all that, congratulations, they're already done. There's also going to be recollection quests, so if you've already beaten Lost Belt 4, you're going to be able to replay some of the fights that will give you a reward of mana prisms and apples. The harder version of the fight will give you mana prisms, but the first time you clear it will be a golden apple, so if you want to make sure to get those. I won't show what they are in case someone wants to be surprised about which fights we're going to be seeing eventually. Which fights we're going to be replaying again, but I have a pretty good idea what some of them would be. Rama is going to get a strengthening. And then the campaign that comes with this summoning campaign is one that features Arjuna Altar, Arjuna Asvataman, Lakshimba, William Tell, and Asclepius. That's not how you say his name, that's how I say his name. First banner is going to be Arjuna Altar, Asvataman, and William Tell, and then 2 days later it will be Arjuna, Lakshimba, and Asclepius. Pretty straightforward stuff here, whenever that decides to start. We're already doing this right now, so when part 2 of the chapter releases, we're going to get this release campaign, which is going to be focused around a login bonus. Which is going to have a login bonus, which is going to have 3 golden apples, 10 5 EXP, 3 million QP, 10 silver foe for HP and attack, and a foe footprint. And then for part 3 is going to be another login bonus, which is going to feature 2 golden apples, 10 5 EXP. Sorry, that ad just keeps coming up. It's actually making me really annoyed with this site. Maybe I should make sure to do a clear sweep before I go in there. Anyway, 3 million QP, 10 silver foe for HP and attack, 3 golden apples, foe's footprints, and the teapot. Then next, this is still related to it, but we're actually going to have to go back here and look here. So give me a sec to quickly vet it. Okay, safe to go in there now. The summoning campaigns that are going to be releasing, which are going to be on August 11th, and the other one going to be August 20th. The first of these is the ones that feature Coin Sky of Dark, Astolfo Saber, Janako, King Protea, Thomas Edison, Astolfo, and Passion Lip. With the way it's going to go down is that first it's going to be Coin Sky Darkness and Edison, then 2 days later double Astolfo, then 2 days later solo Janako, and then 2 days later it's going to be King Protea and Lip. And then for the Archetype banner, which is going to be on the 20th, I'll say again, it's funny because the way it lines up, this originally was September 20th, but then for us, because of the way that they released BB, it's on the 28th. And ours wasn't obviously August 28th, it was July, but the numbers still match up, so it should still be right that it's just a month off. Just funny how it worked out. But anyway, back to this. Archetype Earth with Kiara and Roland. So first is going to be Archetype Earth, which should be the 20th, and then 2 days later it'll be Kiara and Roland. And those are going to be the banners that are going to be released with chapters part 2 and part 3, I believe, is the way it kind of rolls down here. So that's the basics of that, and that almost covers everything. But let's go to this next one, which I'm gonna have to once again be careful on here. Actually, it's gonna take me forever if we'll watch out for the ad together. Login bonus that features 10 Saint Quartz, and then a summon campaign that has Sendo Rikyo, Hajime, and Okada Izzo. Now, we don't actually get the Kyo-Maf 20 the exhibit commemoration, whatever this is celebrating. I think it's the Kyo-Maf. Okay, the Kyo-Maf. We don't get this because obviously this is celebrating something that is typically in Japanese origin. But I think we're likely to still get this banner and these 10 Saint Quartz. And the reason that this is going to kind of go into this is because now we have to talk about specifically, there is a banner that only we get that Japan does not get, which we have to go to the US side to take what a look at that is, and that is the back to school campaign, which we've had for a good bit here. We can see here with Coin Sky of Light, previous years, Ilya. In the past, they used to try kind of try and keep it into back to school, but I feel like after they did Coin Sky of Light, they don't really do it anymore. But the way that the back to school campaign kind of works is that it's their way of being able to give us any tickets and Saint Quartz that we may have missed in the past, and then or any specific campaign, and kind of giving it to us that way. Like for this year, it was when it was going to be tied to one specific thing. So the thing that it's usually tied to of what we get missed is actually something that happens for Japan in March, which is the Spring New Master's Aid campaign, which this was previous years, the one we had with Merlin. This is when we had it here, I believe. Yeah, you can see here Merlin's banner and stuff like that. So when we skipped that, we knew it was going to be coming. So you would think that we skipped the Spring New Master's Aid campaign for this year, but actually we didn't. We didn't skip it. We actually got it right early April right here. Nope. Am I going to find it eventually? Or am I looking in the wrong place? I was looking at the wrong place. There we go. So we actually did already get the one that Japan got for this year. So that's my way of saying I don't know what our back to school campaign is going to be related, which is why I feel like it's probably going to be the stuff from Kyo-Maf, which is going to be a Senno Rikyu banner, Hajime, and Izzo. With 10 Saint Quartz, maybe they're going to put a login bonus of some kind. Maybe they'll add in a little bit more. Maybe they'll throw in a social media campaign. I'm not 100% sure, because again, typically the way these would work is that we would skip over something and then they would find a way to give it to us. But since we've already done the thing that I think they would typically skip over, so kind of just lost in the dark. I even don't really know if they would keep the Senno Rikyu banner and maybe they would put it with someone else. Who knows? Maybe this is their way of finally returning Richard before New Year's happens, but maybe that's also unlikely to happen. So this is the easiest way to sum this up is it's a lot of, I don't know what's happening, but I'm at least going to show you what I think could potentially happen. And then from there, who knows? If you have any ideas, you can feel free to leave anything down below and we'll see if who ends up being right in that instance. And that is finally it for what you can expect in August. It is, like I said, an extremely light month this month. Just a bunch of banners. If you don't plan to summon, then there's really not much for you to do but to catch up on the story and enjoy the event. And then if you already finish all that, you're gonna put your hands to the side and say, I guess I'll continue to be saving up, which is what most people should be doing after post-summer time summoning. But yeah, I look forward to when September comes around, because that means that we're also going to be getting this 30 million download campaign. I don't remember what number it is going to be for us, mainly because it is 2:34 as the 2:34 a.m. as I'm recording this. But this is where we're going to get our SSR servant selector, or as I like to call it, my get Quetz ticket that I guess other people have to pick other servants that they like, I guess. So I'm looking forward to that. And then for the rest of this year, I'm interested to see what's up with Fairy Sugoroku over here. Checking out Minecraft. The thing that's super interesting to me is that they gave us something that was not over for the Guda Guda rerun, which is supposed to be a little bit further into the year for them, but they gave it to us early just because I think they realized that if you look at the roadmap again, our entire October was going to be weirdly dead. So them putting this here kind of lets us line up with some other stuff, such as the Minecraft event, because then it finally allows the Minecraft event to just be right here. I like that I keep calling it Minecraft, but it basically is Minecraft. That will help basically fit things back into place, and then we'll be back on track to be able to speed up again once the new year starts. And yeah, I'm also obviously looking forward to December, the double hit of these two right here. But yeah, that's the end of the video, everyone. I don't think I could make this any longer if I could. If I tried. I think my failed recording attempts have been longer than the actual video that you're seeing. So once again, I'll say thank you very much for watching. If I missed anything or if I got something wrong, feel free to leave it down below. It's happened before. It's just I am human. And again, I do record these late at night, but thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time, bye-bye. Peace out.